before you get it all twisted and misunderstand what this video is about and what I'm saying, I need to make it abundantly clear. I am not saying that we as men are being oppressed or, oh, woe is us, I can't believe we are. No, I'm not saying that. We're men and we can handle a lot of shit. And just so happens that we've got to handle the fact that society is kind of leaving us behind. And in today's world, in today's woke craziness, men are treated as second-class citizens. All right, we've done such a good job of lifting other people up to make sure that everybody has advantages and opportunities like never before. But unfortunately, this has come at a price and a detriment to men. And this isn't just my opinion. The data supports it. Men are fucked. Let me explain. Young men are now twice as likely as women to live at home with their parents. 60% of the homeless population in the US, men. 90% of the prison population, men. For the first time in the past 50 years, the male life expectancy rate is actually dropping. Men are twice as likely to struggle with opioid or alcohol addiction, and the male suicide rate is 3.5 times higher than women. Guys, there is a problem, and it's only getting worse. Now, the question is why, and what can we do about it? So the first thing that I think is going on is cultural pressures for us guys to man up, right? To be men. You know, we are encouraged from a very young age to be resilient, to be tough, to be stoic. Don't let them see you cry. And I think about my YouTube videos, right? The ones that I cry on camera. You know, I made a decision to show that. And the reason was because I felt like there was a need for just regular guys to show that it's okay to show and express emotion. When I look at the comments and I see how many people are telling me that I'm not alpha or that I'm beta or that real men don't cry or I must be gay or whatever it is, it makes me realize that there is still a huge problem. And the problem stems from us men not being encouraged to express ourselves or to be in touch with our emotions. The second reason why I feel like men's issues are ignored, and this is going to probably piss some of you off, but whatever, fuck it, is the whole LGBTQ plus racial equality, you know, women's rights movements. And I'm not saying, and don't get it twisted, I'm not saying that that's bad or that it shouldn't happen. But because we're doing such a good job and we're focusing on lifting these groups and bringing them forward, it's basically left a lot to be desired in terms of thinking about men, their mental issues, workplace issues, the feelings of isolationism. We just don't really care about them. Like, they've been good, like they've had an advantage, so let's just help these people. Let's focus on them. Let's make sure they are feeling good and have all the opportunities. You know, the other thing you just have to understand is that, you know, life and society and opportunity is not a zero-sum game, right? It's not either men win and everybody else loses, or everybody else wins and men lose. It shouldn't be like that. You've got to think of it more holistically. You can help everybody, but everybody includes this other gender. And when you don't do that, it basically is leaving a whole segment of the population feeling isolated and really like nobody gives a shit about us anymore. And then you want to make it worse? Let's start this whole toxic masculinity thing. Oh, that's really great for our mental health. That's really great for us dudes feeling good about ourselves. No, it basically was so front-facing because the media is so twisted and social media is also twisted that we see this and we're like, wait a second. Toxic? I'm not toxic. I'm just trying to get a piece of ass. I'm just trying to make a buck. I'm just trying to not feel bad about myself, and I'm trying to not feel isolated. Toxic? Screw that. What's that? You need somebody to dig ditches? You need somebody to go to war? You need somebody to do the heavy lifting? Oh, now we're okay? Which brings me to another reason why our issues are ignored. Men are viewed as disposable to a large extent. Again, do not get it twisted. I'm not saying woe is us as dudes. I'm simply saying you got to open your eyes, right? When there's something going on, when there's a crisis, who's going to go? Men, right? It's women and children first. This is the mentality, and I'm not saying that it's wrong. Once again, I am not saying that poor us dudes, but these types of ideas do permeate to the modern day, right? When something's going on, everybody else takes a precedent. We need to help everybody else. Men, they'll be all right because they're always all right. And if they're not, well, that's okay too. So like I mentioned before, I've used therapy many times in my life. And really the reason is pretty simple. It's to help me deal with an issue at the time that I'm dealing with that I'm having a difficult time getting over or past. Because for me, when I focus or when I'm not like good, right, I'm really not good. And it prevents me from moving forward and being happy and healthy. Guys, your mental health is your responsibility. You've got to take control. And you don't need to have some type of clinical issue like depression in order to utilize a therapist. Not at all. Therapy is an amazing resource and tool, and BetterHelp, today's video sponsor, BetterHelp is on a mission to make starting therapy easy. Their platform is designed for the therapist and the clients to get the most out of therapy. And getting started is so easy. Guys, I've got a special link down below this video, betterhelp.com/alpha-m. If you go through my special link, right, you're gonna answer a few questions. And then BetterHelp is going to match you with a therapist that's gonna be best suited to help you with your needs. And you usually can start therapy within a few days, which is amazing. And the thing that I really love is that you can switch therapists at any time for free. And what I mean by that is sometimes therapy is a little bit like dating. That first therapist you get connected with might be amazing. You might connect, but sometimes you might not. And it's okay. It doesn't mean that therapy's not good or it's not the right tool for you. It just might mean that that therapist isn't right for you. And so you can change to a different therapist and try somebody else. And when you find that magical person, it's amazing what can happen. You're gonna have breakthroughs and they're gonna give you actionable steps and advice on how you can basically deal with issues that you may be having and help you move past some of the things that have been holding you back from achieving your best. BetterHelp also makes sure that their therapists are well qualified, but something else as well qualified is their customer support. If you ever have any issues, you contact them and they can help you. All right, BetterHelp has had over 7,000 reviews with a 4.5 rating on Trustpilot, which means BetterHelp is a brand and a company you can trust. Guys, if you're ready to take action and handle your business and get straight mentally and feel amazing and achieve all of your goals, guys, I want you to do something for you. Hit the link down below. Go to betterhelp.com/alpha-m. That's betterhelp.com/alpha-m. If you go through my special link, guys, you're going to get a special deal on your first month of therapy. Don't wait. Now's the time because you deserve it. But what you don't deserve is the perpetuation of the masculinity myth that we see so often basically played out in movies, on television, on social media. You know, I'm not saying that you shouldn't be resilient or tough or a stud, right? That's all part of being a guy. Maybe, but maybe it's not. You know, the thing that I've come to realize after being on this earth for 48 years, yes, I'm old, is that there is no one-size solution. And unfortunately, even though like the old men of yesterday, like our grandfathers, you know, were awesome, they also were dealing with what they were dealt, and that is not being able to talk about or encouraged to talk about or share. They just had to be tough. They had to go to work. They had to come home. They didn't talk about anything. They just made sure that their family was taken care of because that's what you were expected to do. Guys, things have changed. Our world is changed. It's crazy, unfortunately. And if we don't do a better job basically connecting with one another and being okay sharing and expressing our experiences and the things that we're dealing with, we are going to literally self-destruct. It is not by accident that we have become so emotionally distraught, not to mention so addicted to so many things. You think it's a coincidence that we're addicted to porn or technology or substances that we shouldn't be using, right, as much of? But it's a coping mechanism. It's something that we do because it feels good, right? Because a lot of things that we're taught, a lot of things that we're told doesn't feel good. You know, the fact that we look at social media and we see all these dudes that we think we should idolize or emulate that have all this money, have all these cars, have all these like spicy ass women, guys like Dan Bilzerian. That is not what a man looks like, in my opinion. It's not saying that a lot of dudes don't look at that and be like, oh, that would be cool. Sure, that might be cool, but that's not reality. The other thing I can tell you is what's cool is feeling good about yourself. What's good is feeling like you can talk to people about what's going on. What's good is you having deep and lasting friendships and connections, which brings me to the last part of this video. I want to talk about a few ways for you to basically get connected and feel better about yourself. You know, number one is surround yourself with people that love you. If you have people in your life that are toxic, get them the fuck out of your life, period. They don't deserve you. If there's somebody that makes you feel worse about you, get rid of them, literally. It doesn't matter if it's your parent or your brother or your girlfriend or your boyfriend. Get rid of them. They don't deserve you. They don't deserve to be around you. And you never are going to feel good until you do. That's something that I learned from personal experience. Number two, surround yourself with people that love you and that uplift you. Find your tribe. When you surround yourself with people that love you, that encourage you, that nurture your passions, your drive, your dreams, these are the people that are going to help you realize your potential and make you feel good about yourself. When I hang out with Antonio Centeno, when I hang out with the guys from Influential Media, I feel good about myself because I'm surrounded by people that love me, that get me, and I get them and love them. Finding a tribe, finding people that you bond and connect with is one of the most important things that you can do. Spending all of your time online is not reality. It's also not good for you mentally. The next thing you should try to do is limit your exposure to social media and media. It is something that will cause you more stress and anxiety, and once again, I know this through personal experience. The less I consume, the better I feel about myself. The other caveat is that social media and the media is crazy. Don't believe the hype. What they're telling you is not true. You've got to look at things more analytically. But in my opinion, you should look at them more infrequently. The less time I spend on social media or listening to the news or any type of commentary on society, the better I feel about me. What I focus on is me. What I focus on is my business. What I focus on is my community and my family. Focus your energy and efforts there. Understand that you can't change the world, but you can change you and the people around you. All right? You can help them. You can uplift them. You can focus on you. You can focus on your goals. You can focus on your dreams. When you do that, a lot of things start to fall in place. You're not going to be able to change the fact that people are crazy out there and it's only getting worse. But what you can change is the way that you handle it and the way that you handle yourself and the way that you internalize it. Don't believe the hype. You are fucking awesome.